Hi guys, welcome back to the Library of Alexandria. And today I'm coming at you with my first pre-recorded video since January. Whatever. I'm not gonna make excuses. This is all my channel is now, is explanation. So I don't care. So anyway, I'm gonna talk about my June TBR here. And, I've read some stuff since June. Maybe I'll make a wrap up, maybe not. Maybe I'll just make false promises and empty threats. So, without wasting any more time, let's get down to business. Let's talk about the books that I'm going to read in June. So, a large part of June is read-along catch-up. Because my first read-along of the year, Masters of Rome, which was mostly great, were like 1,000-page books, and that's too long. And they're not 1,000-page, super easy read books, and that kind of stopped me from being able to stay caught up with all the other things I'm supposed to be reading. So that's going to be a large part of what June is, because I'm not at work. I still have a lot to do, but I'm not at work, so hopefully I can do some catch up here on these books that I need to be reading. So let's go ahead and start that with, I'm actually caught up with this one. First is going to be Boosh, The King's Blood. So this is, if you did not know, we are doing a read-along of Dagger and Coin that started in May, and we did The Dragon's Path in May. I'm doing this completely on audio because I have read this series before. So this is book 2. The audio is pretty good, and I always have an audiobook going anyway, so this kind of frees me up to read a bunch of other stuff. And there's a bunch of people who haven't read Dagger and Coin, and I wanted to read it again because I love Daniel Abraham. I do not like the series as much as I like Long Price Quartet, but I do think it is exceptional in what Abraham tries to do. The characters are really good. He always goes to places that you don't normally see characters go. They feel real, and in GL, not super likable. So, I can understand why you bounce up this series, because that's pretty much what the world is right now, is a bunch of people who are in GL not super likable. So, King's Blood is book number 2. Can't really talk about what it's about, other than I really, really enjoy the magic system, which relies on the spoken word and being able to discern truth from lie, which it's super interesting to explore what life would be like if people could tell if you were lying. So come join us. If you haven't read this, there's still time to read book 1 and catch up with book 2. I'm going to have a discussion, actually, with, tomorrow. By the time you see this, I will be, the day you see this, I'll be having a discussion with Tori and Christopher Navo and Anitha. So, on book 1. So check that out, and then catch up with us on the read-along. Next, we've got Bashoosh! Red Seas Over Red Skies and The Republic of Thieves by Scott Lynch, books 2 and 3 of the Gentleman Bastard series. So, this is my current read-along. April was Lies of Locke Lamora, which I did read in time, and we had a discussion, I'll put that there, with Murphy and Anitha on this book. And I did not, because I was, behind in May. So in May, I did not read the second book, which is Red Seas Over Red Skies, which I should have. So that's getting pushed back to June. I will definitely catch up with that. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get to Republic of Thieves in June, but again, I'm trying to play catch up, so hopefully I will at least have started it before June is over. I really, really enjoyed The Lies of Locke Lamora. I think Scott Lynch is a very, very talented author, especially for a debut, that even though the book was 700 pages, it did not at any point feel like it was 700 pages. So there are a couple scenes that I thought weren't complete runaway hits, but overall, I really, really enjoyed that book. From what I understand, people don't like books 2 and 3 as much as they like book 1. I think there are some people who like book 2, mostly because they're probably trying to overcompensate for the fact that for a while no one liked naval fantasy, and I, an intellectual, have always liked naval fantasy. So, all you bandwagoners, let me know if you like book 2 better than book 1. I will be having a conversation with Murphy and Anitha on this as well, and we're also going to see if I can get Kev to join us, who is the #1 Locke Lamora fan that I know. So, after that, Ko-Chung, why are they so long? Clash of Kings and Storm of Swords by George R. R. Martin. So I'm so behind on this one. I was going to do a reread of Game of Thrones this year, or Song of Ice and Fire this year, and then culminate in November, December with Fire and Blood and Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, which I have not read. I have read Song of Ice and Fire many times, and I've only read book 4 and 5 once. In fact, me and Jimmy's friendship began with me trashing Feast for Crows on one of the Chatting with Nutses. And so I'm really eager to read books 4 and 5 again to see how they land. But books 1, 2, and 3 I've read multiple times. They are some of my all-time favorite books that I don't talk about very much just because it's been, 13, 14 years since I've read them. So, reread Game of Thrones, loved it. Martin is at the top of his craft. I just don't understand how you don't like these books. I mean, I guess, but I love them. And Clash of Kings was supposed to be read. I've been reading the books over 2 months. So January and February was Game of Thrones, and then March and April was supposed to be. Oh yeah, March and April was supposed to be Clash of Kings. Note that it's June and I haven't even started Clash of Kings. So I was supposed to read half of Storm of Swords back in May and finish it up in June. That's not going to happen. But I am going to read Clash of Kings so we can catch up. Talked with Evie and Anitha and Jimmy about these books, and that was super fun. I hope to do that again with Clash of Kings. But I will definitely finish Clash of Kings this month, even though Storm of Swords is, again, I'm going to try to play catch up, guys. We're going to catch up. Before November, I will be caught up with all the Game of Thrones books so I can hit Fire and Blood in, I think Fire and Blood. No, Fire and Blood's in December. Knight of Seven Kingdoms is in November. Regardless, watch. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And guess what? I don't enjoy Catelyn chapters. You hear that, Kyle? Catelyn. Catelyn Stark. Catelyn Stark. Do you hear that also, Bookborn? Catelyn Stark. Catelyn Stark. I'm also going to be reading Boosh, Wild Darkness Gathers by Philip Chase. This is book 4 of the Adan trilogy, except it's just a book that comes after it. It is much shorter. It is 300 pages. It is 54 chapters, 300 pages, roughly 6 pages a chapter. Wonderful. Glory be and the saints be praised. So, I'm reading this, 1, because Philip's my buddy, 2, because I'm going to be recording this in June. So, stay tuned. Before the end of the year, this will be out, and you can listen to that on audio. If you have not yet listened on audio to the original Dan trilogy, they are out, and you should buy them and listen to them, because you support me, and you support Philip. So, just buy those, give them a listen. Even if you read them, give them a listen. Even if you never plan on reading them, buy them anyway and tell someone else to give them a listen. Or just let them sit in your Audible library forever, and I'll be totally okay with that. If you know other people who are looking for audiobook narrators, I am on the market, as they say, on Tinder. So, just let me know. I enjoy doing it, and I hope it is something I can continue to do sporadically. So, support me, support Philip, or show us how much you hate us by buying it and never listening to it. Next on read-alongs, this is not my read-along, but read-along with Philip. I'm finishing up right now Guy Gavriel Kay's Sailing to Sarantium, which, if e'er there were an Allen book, this indeed is it. I am convinced that K.J. Parker read Sailing to Sarantium before he started writing his novels. So I'll be reading Lord of Emperors in June. So at June 13th, stay tuned for a conversation that me and Kyle and Philip and Evan will be having on Philip's channel. I think it's a Philip's channel, about Sailing to Sarantium. I'm excited to talk about it. I'm not done yet, but I will finish it. It's the book I'm currently reading. I'll finish it. I will be reading this. I don't imagine that since it's taken so long for us to have the discussion on Sailing to Sarantium, we're supposed to read that in May, and we're not having the discussion until mid-June. I'm assuming that this will get pushed, the discussion for this will get pushed to July. But I definitely will read it. Most people I know, other than Joanna, really liked the Sarantine Mosaic duology, and even though Sailing to Sarantium doesn't top anybody's lists, I do know people for whom Lord of Emperors Book 2 is their #1 favorite Guy Gavriel Kay novel. So I'm super excited about that as well. Guys, if you enjoy this duology, please read a third-person KJ Parker. Read the Engineer trilogy, or The Company, or Folding Knife, because there's a lot of similarities here between these books. And finally, book I'm definitely going to be reading in June is Bush, The Air War, by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is book 8 of the Shadows of the App series, which is really some of the best military fantasy I've ever read. It's just so good. Book 7, I'm going to have a review coming out on that, because I don't want views. So I'm going to be releasing a review for the 7th book in a 10-book series on what is largely considered the weakest book in the series. So, make sure you hit the bell notification so you know what not to click on. But this is book 8. It is called The Air War, so I'm assuming it's going to be a whole bunch about aerial combat, which is not really my favorite thing. I love airships, but this is like the transition from airships into, like, I think dogfighting. I think there's going to be a lot of, like World War I and World War II, like airplane, which is not my favorite thing. So I'm excited. I'm excited to read it because I'm so glad that I'm back on Shadows of the Apt to finish this series. It's so good. I hate that I ever stopped reading it before. Scarab Path, banger. Sea-Watch, mostly a banger. Heirs of the Blade, not really a banger, but the last 25% of Heirs of the Blade, phenomenal, and some really good thematic content there. So I'll definitely read Air Wars because I'm definitely going to be finishing Shadows of the Apt in the next, next month. In July is book 9, and August book 10, done. So anyway, yeah, are you excited that I'm back with this TBR video? What are you guys going to be reading in June? Have you read any of these books? What do you think? It's gonna take me a minute to get back in the swing of things. I have a raging headache, so I'm gonna just wrap this up because I did not have coffee this morning because I left it at home, and then I got home and I drank it all, and it does not seem to have helped. My body's like, yeah, you missed it at the beginning, so there's not gonna enjoy the headache. So I'm gonna go take some headache medicine and then maybe film another video. But guys, thanks as always for watching. That's all for me for today. As always, information on my Patreon and Discord is down in the description. And I'll see you next time, guys.